And welcome everybody, it's Rose Smith here from AbsoluteSoulSecrets.com. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm here with the Scorpio September horoscope. There's a fair bit happening this month. We have a little thing happening for you called the Finger of God. And this is a very creative and spiritual force that the universe is directing towards your career, your reputation, and perhaps involving a parent, maybe your mum, your mother, so it brings a lovely refreshing sort of energy into play. There's also Mercury going retrograde on the 10th until the 3rd of October. We have Venus changing houses into Virgo and Libra. We also have Uranus going retrograde as well, and that's from the 24th until the 22nd of January 2023. But in reality, it probably won't be so much of a big deal. These transpersonal planets go retrograde every year, mostly for a long time, multiple months. So it's nothing sort of out of the ordinary, really, basically. But when it does go retrograde, it's in your 7th house of committed relationships. So things might go a bit quieter, or perhaps you perceive your important relationships in a different way. Okay, so just to briefly explain, I like to draw 2 tarot cards as theme cards for you, and then we'll look at your horoscope in depth. If you're new, subscribe and be alive and hit that notification bell right now. Thank you very much. Let's go to the board, and we're going to pick these cards now, see what comes out for you. So if you like, you can think of the first card as the first half of the month. Closing my eyes now, what do I see? Windscreen wipers. So you're moving forward. Maybe it's seemed a bit difficult because it is raining in this little vision I'm having, and so sometimes that can be like tears or despondency in some way, but you are moving forward away from a difficult situation. Here we go. Here's the card that comes up. This is sometimes about love, mostly probably about a relationship, and you'll see the white roses here, a definite spiritual connection with this person, and it's built on love. There was love deep down. However, it's very hard sometimes to get things to manifest in the physical world the way you want, even if there is a very strong spiritual connection. But there is growth and opportunity here, and you may be able to see, depending on your monitor, all of those little butterflies around her head. The universe is bringing new energy, new life. So even though this situation may be difficult, whether it be a current situation or you just have memories of a past situation coming back to you, even so, there's something good that comes out of it, like a silver lining. And this is also about your solar plexus, your self-esteem, and goal-oriented behavior. And the solar plexus often goes back to the father. So you might question yourself as to, is there any similarities between your relationship with your father, if you had a relationship with your father, that is, and with this relationship that might be coming back into your mind, okay? But know that there's a silver lining to it. Okay, so the second card of the month, let's have a look and see what comes up. Closing my eyes, what do I see? Mother of Pearl Shell. Okay, so something very precious coming from your subconscious, Mother of Pearl. The card that comes up is the Wheel of Fortune, basically saying that everything changes, nothing is static, okay? The planets are always in motion. The universe is always expanding and contracting in one way or the other, and so nothing stays still forever. There is change. So change is coming from your subconscious, it seems, okay? And it might be time for you to move on from a situation. But this is a major arcana, so it is fairly important. Okay, so let's make this a bit bigger, savvy Scorpios, and see what we can see. Okay, like that. And we'll move these up here because we want to have them visible. Often they come up in the horoscope one way or the other. Okay, and I can't quite get that straight. Okay, Scorpios. Now your horoscope from the 30th of August to the 3rd of September, your co-ruler Mars sextiles Jupiter. This is fabulous for your career, and Mars and here's Mars here and Jupiter here, and this also this energy here is also strengthening the fact of this focal point here in your career zone as well up here. And so, yeah, there could be some really exciting happening to do with career, vocation, reputation, or a parent. There's likely to be some sort of growth here, partnerships and agreements for mutual benefit are favoured now. You're likely to have more energy than usual. It's a great time for athletics, especially team sports. 1st of September to the 5th of September, Mercury it's not retrograde at this point. It's not retrograde till the 10th. So Mercury trines co-ruler Mars. This is fabulous for speaking up and asserting your desires. You're likely to be more clear, sharp, and articulate. You've got so much energy, you probably don't want to sit still too much. And if there's anything challenging or any problems, especially to do with your career, you'll want to go out there and solve them. Okay, 3rd of September to the 28th of September, Venus moves into your 11th house here. Okay, and with this, you're likely to meet new people, especially people that have something in common or they're on the same page as you. Could be business or personal. And you're likely to have a friendly, cooperative attitude. So any of these meetings will go quite smoothly. You want to or need to socialise now. You may also attend parties or gala events, and music or singing or art would be very satisfying if you go and socialise in those sorts of places. 3rd of September to the 7th of September, Mars squares the Sun. Do watch this because Mars and the Sun together can be quite hot and fiery. So watch for irritability and impatience, incidents and accidents, okay? Sometimes Mars is like pushing you into the future and then you're not sort of grounded in practical reality. So, yeah, that can be a sort of recipe for something to happen, so do watch that. If you can possibly work on your own rather than trying to coordinate with other people, and take a deep breath. You might feel impatient to do something. Sometimes we just have to wait and be patient, and that's the bottom line. 10th of September sees a full moon in Pisces here, shaking things up in your house of creativity. It's also leisure and pleasure, socialising, the world of the child, and it's romance as well. And with the full moon there, you may want to display your feelings, and you may, and it can be feelings of affection and feelings of being playful and fun-loving, and this living closer to the world of the child. You want to have fun. And you're likely to enjoy sports, games, entertainment, and creative activities now. 1st of September to the 18th of September, Jupiter is opposition Mercury, which goes retrograde after the 10th. So before that, you're likely to be quite talkative and optimistic. It's like you view your life from a broader perspective, and you probably will meet people that you learn a great deal from. It's an excellent time for travelling and attending seminars or business functions now. It's a good time before Mercury goes retrograde for public speaking and going to business functions, but it's not a good time to sign contracts or agreements after the 10th, or deal in large-scale distribution of communication. So promotions or marketing and things like that could have glitches or delays. This is quite optimistic, even though it's an opposition. It's quite a good influence apart from when Mercury is retrograde, but the issue there is sometimes it gives you too much confidence and you may not be all that realistic. Okay, after the 10th, make sure that you allow plenty of time, especially if you're travelling, because delays are possible, more so than usual. 14th to the 17th of September, Mercury retrograde trines your co-ruler Mars. And just be careful here, Mars gives a lot of energy and force, especially in your communications, like your voice. So do watch your tone of voice. You mightn't mean to come across as being, aggressive or forceful. That's not your intent. But with Mars there, your voice has more energy than usual. So just be cautious there. 15th to the 18th, Sun opposition Neptune. Now, be cautious here because Neptune is associated with viruses, and it's like your immune system can be a little bit weaker than usual. You could have some sort of confusion or vagueness in your thinking as well. But after this time, you're likely to see things much more clearly and realistically later on. 16th to the 21st of the month, co-ruler Mars sextiles Chiron. So you're likely to have more energy, vitality and inspiration. You may find that you think up innovative solutions to problems. There might be a brand new sort of idea that you can, or a procedure or a technique that you can pioneer by taking action. You can solve obstacles or challenges that are thrown in your path, and you could become far more interested in healing, whether that be spiritual, emotional or physical. The 21st to the 23rd of October sees the Sun move into your 12th house here, the house of the goddess, the house of the unconscious. Look, they're all having a party together. This is a great time for you to retreat from the world and really do some inner reflection, reflect on your dreams, the little psychic flashes you might get in the daytime, the little awarenesses. Often they're just brief for a second, but they can be very important. So yeah, definitely write them down. And it's not really a time for pushing yourself at all. Just have some downtime and maybe do some writing, or just reflect on your life. 23rd of September to the 10th of October, Mercury retrograde in your 11th house here, so it's moving from the 12th back into the 11th. This is the house of friends, groups and connections, and also your hopes and dreams. You may belong to a club or an organisation in your local area, perhaps, but there might be some delay. Maybe there's some changes. If you're supposed to have a group meeting, the place changes, the date changes. So do double check that, because there could be some sort of change there. And just watch for misunderstandings when you're talking to group members or to people generally. 25th of September sees a new moon in Libra in your 12th house here, bringing a new beginning to your spirituality. And you may feel especially sensitive and you need your privacy now. It's a great time to shield yourself away from the world, so don't get caught or distracted by your devices and what's going on in the world. It's more about inner time now, peaceful meditation and contemplation. Spiritual renewal, maybe go into nature, the beach, the forest, that sort of thing. And you can do a walking meditation even. 25th to the 28th sees Mercury retrograde trining your co-ruler Pluto, bringing great depth to your conversations, and people will just tell you things you don't probably even have to ask. They'll tell you things of quite a personal or intimate nature, but of course be careful that you don't share secrets or anything you've been told in confidence. And again, do watch for misunderstandings. It is a great time to investigate how to solve a complex problem. It's like you want to get right down to the core. You're not really interested in shallow answers. Okay, 20th of September to the 5th of October, Jupiter trines your MC. This is very fortunate for you, especially regarding your career or vocation. Obstacles and impediments that you had in the past seem to disappear. Your work goes more smoothly than usual. There's probably an enjoyable and harmonious atmosphere at work. If you're not working, whether that be paid work or not, it can be an enjoyable and harmonious atmosphere in your life in general. Okay, there could be something really unusual or unexpected that occurs, but it might not be negative. It could be quite positive as well, and you just like out of the blue, like a bolt of lightning out of the blue, something happens. Maybe you get an unusual opportunity. So yeah, don't just sit back. Take advantage of whatever opportunities come your way. But it's a very positive period. 27th of September to the 22nd of October, the Venus moves into your 12th house here. Again, at this time you may not be very sociable. With Venus moving into the 12th house is sometimes known as the house of undoing. So just be cautious about relationships where the other person is unavailable to you in some way, okay? You need a great deal of discretion around this. It could be also that somebody needs your help very much, whether that be, for example, like a parent or somebody close to you. And yeah, there's no sort of monetary reward or anything like that. It's more just that they need you and you'll go and help them in some way. 28th of September to the 5th of October, Mercury retrograde up until the 3rd, opposition Neptune. Really not a good time to sign a contract because you've probably got very fuzzy thinking, or your logic is probably not as good as it normally is. Sensational Scorpio. So yeah, the upside is though you probably have a very good imagination at the moment. 29th to the 5th of October, co-ruler Mars trines Saturn, giving you excellent concentration in this period. So in one way, they're nearly the same dates. So it could be that sometimes your thinking is foggy and sometimes it's really clear. So so with this excellent concentration sometimes, and you want to focus on real accomplishment and avoid distractions, you can tackle disagreeable tasks or work that normally is very frustrating. Because you have the self-control and discipline that you need to get the long-term positive results. Finally, we have from the 12th to the 1st of December, Saturn squares Uranus. This has been around for a few years now, and it is a bit difficult because it's a bit like a wet blanket being thrown on our plans. So you could feel limited in some way, but again, patience will pay off. And eventually these two are going to sort it out because they're sort of in disagreement. Saturn, who likes everything to be structured, to go slowly, not to rush, and Uranus, who's going along at 100 miles an hour and not really thinking about stuff very much, not really setting a structure. They just, it can be open chaos sometimes with Uranus. So these two are sort of quite opposite in many ways, but they both have positives and they both have negatives. So with time, you'll be able to, come up with some arrangement that suits you. It could bring tension or stress though, so make sure you do some stretching or some exercises, or maybe go and have a massage. And it's best that you maintain good health habits now. Alrighty, so that's it. That's your horoscope. I hope it's useful for you. Let me know in the comments, and if you are new, please subscribe and be alive and hit that notification bell right now. Have a wonderful month, everybody, and I'll see you all again soon. Thanks and bye for now. Thanks so much for watching. Please visit my website absolutesoulsecrets.com for all things spiritual. Have a lovely day.